Okay, for this fly we're going to tie a Caddis Emerger, and this is a really a simple fly to tie, and it's also not much to look at as far as flies go. But as far as effectiveness, it's an excellent fly. So, all right, we're using a size 14 curved scud hook or a curved hook. I'm going to wrap my thread quite a ways down the shank of the hook, and then I'm going to bring it back to about the halfway point from the eyelet to the end of the curve. Okay. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some deer hair, and we're going to tie some deer hair in right there in the middle. Gonna get that fuzzy stuff out again, of course, on the deer hair. It just messes it up when you try to run it through the stacker. And we'll run our deer hair on this stacker and get it tied in. As far as the length, you want it to be about the length of from the eyelet to the back of the bend, and then we're going to tie that in right in that spot right there. 2 wraps around. Once you get your second wrap, you can pull tight. You'll see it flare. Then I'm going to work my way back, trying to fasten that deer hair so that it does not attempt to twist on the shank of the hook. Okay, once you believe you've got that deer hair fastened down, try to gather up all those butt sections of it, and I'm going to snip it right up next to the thread. Got one little flyer there. Okay, then I'm going to pull that deer hair back, make some wraps in front. It's going to help push that deer hair so that it sits upright. And once you have it sitting upright, I'm just going to make a couple of wraps around. Nothing super tight, just kind of keep it clumped up. All right, and I'm going to try to capture all that deer hair that was tied in and come back here to the back end of the fly. Now I'm going to dub in some dubbing here. I'm going to use some really light colored dubbing, and this is actually muskrat, and it's very light dyed muskrat. And the reason I like to use it is it's kind of like a hare's mask dubbing. It'll be very fibery, and so when you put that on a fly, when you're fishing that fly, all those fibers, they kind of help move through the water, and they give that fly a very lifelike bug look. So we're going to use that, and I'm going to tie that dubbing. I'm not tie it, but I'm going to place that dubbing on the thread, just twisting it on there. Remember, always twist in the same direction. Once I get the amount of dubbing that I think I'm going to need, push it down just a little bit, and then we'll wrap it. As I wrap the dubbing forward, you can see all the fibers coming out of it, that's a good thing. We like to see that. That tells us it's going to be a very buggy fly. Okay. Now that I've got the front dubbed, I'm going to take another strip of muskrat, darker colored. You always want your colors to be very contrasting for this fly. I want the one to be darker and one to be lighter. And I'm going to dub this on the front of the fly. Okay, once I get that on there, I'm going to run that right down to the hook. We're going to wrap this on the front. What that's going to do is that's going to give us a fly that's a very two-tone colored fly and very buggy looking. Like I said, not real pretty, but a fly that works very, very well during a caddis hatch. In fact, I like to fish this as a trailer sometimes to my x-caddis or to my elk-hair caddis, and it usually will outfish the primary dry fly. So there you go, little Caddis Emerger.